The convent was already on fire when the sisters finally understood what had happened. Flames tore through the wooden halls. Smoke choked the corridors. The nuns scrambled for their lives. And somewhere in the chaos, a young woman slipped out into the dark night, carrying the girl she loved. Behind her, she left a burning building, a stolen corpse, and a death sentence with her name on it. Her name was Julie d'Aubigny, and this was only the beginning. France in the 17th century was built on rules. Honor was defended with swords. Reputation was everything. Women were expected to stay quiet, stay small, stay out of the way. Julie d'Aubigny scoffed at all of it. Born in Paris around 1670, she was the daughter of Gaston d'Aubigny, the royal swordmaster who trained the elite pages of King Louis XIV's court. While other girls of her time learned needlework and obedience, Julie grew up watching men duel. She trained alongside them. She rode like a cavalryman and fought like someone who had nothing left to lose. By her teenage years, she could best most men with a blade. But it wasn't just her sword arm that made her dangerous. Julie fell in love fast and hard, and she did not care at all what the world thought about it. One of those loves would set a building on fire. The girl's name has been mostly lost to history. What we know is this: her family disapproved of Julie, and when they discovered the relationship, they made a decision they believed was final. They had their daughter placed in a convent. To them, it was a solution. Stone walls, iron gates, a life devoted to God, far away from any further scandal. For most women of that era, it would have been exactly that. An inescapable end. They underestimated Julie d'Aubigny. She didn't mourn. She didn't petition. She didn't accept it. She made a plan. Julie disguised herself and entered the convent as a novice. She learned its rhythms, its routines, its moments of quiet and chaos. She watched, and she waited. Then came the night she had been waiting for. One of the nuns had died. Julie retrieved the body from the convent's morgue. She carried it herself to the room where her lover slept. She placed the corpse in the girl's bed, and then she lit the building on fire. The flames spread fast through the old wooden structure. Smoke poured into every hall. The sisters ran screaming into the night. No one had time to stop and count heads. No one had time to question what they were seeing. When the fire was finally brought under control, a burned body was found in the room. The convent mourned. The family wept. A young woman, they believed, had died in the fire. But she hadn't. She and Julie were already gone, disappearing into the French countryside together. Two women who had vanished from the world. For a short while, they were free. And then the questions started. When authorities pieced together what had actually happened, the charges were severe: arson, kidnapping, desecration of a corpse. Each one alone could mean execution. Together, they added up to a death sentence. Julie d'Aubigny was condemned to die, but she had already vanished, and the law, at least for now, could not find her. What happened next would take Julie d'Aubigny across France and into legend. She would fight public duels in the streets. She would perform on the greatest operatic stages in Paris. She would earn royal pardons after breaking the law again and again, because the people in power found her too extraordinary to simply execute. She would become La Maupin, a name that history has never quite managed to forget. But none of that could have happened without the night she stood in a burning convent and chose the world on her own terms, over the world that had been chosen for her. And Julie d'Aubigny was just getting started, because burning down a convent was not even close to the most outrageous thing she ever did. Next time on They Became Legends, a royal ball, one kiss, 3 noblemen who made the mistake of thinking she owed them an explanation. She didn't. She gave them something else instead.